Hello, Internet. So I have a Yoga 2 Pro here. Nasty screen, but it's okay because that's what we're going to replace. We have this gross little crack in here. My kids thought it would be funny to step on this. So we're going to replace the screen because it's one of these smaller computers. It's a little bit different. You can't just use any type of screwdriver. So I already kind of did a lot of this, but you can see here that we have these holes here. These are where the screws were. Now you have to use one of these kind of, I can't remember, it's like torque screwdriver, I think is what it's called. And the one I have is this little set. I got it off of, I don't know, eBay or Amazon. It wasn't too expensive, $7-8, something like that. And it's Jacome. I don't know how you say that, but it comes with, you know, things that'll help you open it up. But the size that I needed for these screws here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's not your typical screw head. So yeah, there it is. You can kind of see that. Well, yeah, you kind of see that it's a star type. So the one that fit was T6. So that's the one that I'm using right here is the T6. And here it is. So went through, okay, unscrewed all this. Now this is going to be easier or harder depending on what you have here. Right here I have the replacement screen, and it's kind of the whole assembly, right? It has the hinges here, you know, it already has the wires and all this stuff. So this is going to make it a lot easier. If you're going to keep, you know, if you were to do this and you wanted to actually pull out the LCD screen and like keep the back part of it and everything, that's going to be a little bit crazier. But I'm not going to show how to do that in this video. I'm just going to show how to replace the screen. So if you have that. Now, granted, I looked and looked and looked, and that thing was $150, and I'm kind of wanted to throw up when I bought it because I just thought that was way too much. So anyways, take it for what it's worth, but you know, 150 is a lot better than a new computer, right? So anyways, removed all these screws. Okay, and then once I did that, you just need to be careful, but kind of with my fingers, you know, I just reached under and I just started kind of pulling. Don't pull too hard, but these things started kind of popping out of place. Okay, and there wasn't any cables or anything, so I just pulled really slow until the whole thing just kind of came off. The main thing though, be careful, you know, you got screws all around, but also you had that screw right here in the middle. Okay, so, you know, make sure that you don't forget that one, right? The screw right here. But really just the screws all around here. Okay, and I unscrewed that one in the middle. And again, I had to use the Torx screwdriver T6. So make sure you have that before you start. And I did look around at some other videos, you know, and again, this is a, you know, Lenovo Yoga 2 Pro. I found how, you know, a video how to do a Lenovo Yoga and all these other ones, but not this exact model, because this one is a little bit different. And it's looking like this is going to be pretty dang easy. So I pulled this off. So now really all I'm going to have to do are these are the brackets that hold the screen on. So I'm just going to unscrew that. Okay, and then unscrew that, what just normal screwdrivers look like. And it's looking like I am going to have to be careful with this ribbon. So we have this ribbon here that kind of goes through, comes under, and goes right there. So I'm going to have to detach that. And then I have, see this ribbon coming through. And I'm pretty sure it probably goes into here. So this might actually be a little bit harder than I'm thinking it's going to be. We'll see. So what I'm going to do now is just unscrew that and unscrew that, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got the screws out of here. I got the screws out of here. Now I'm just kind of following, you know, this wire, and it looks like it goes under this. So this is just like a ribbon that can be pulled up. So I'm just going to kind of pull this up a little bit. Just be careful. This is all electrical junk. But I just kind of pulled that off, and then when you put it back on, you're just going to stick it back on and just push down. And I can see that wire now kind of going underneath, and then it goes, kind of takes a sharp turn right there, and then I can tell that it's this one. So I'm just going to have to remove that. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure how to do that, so I'm going to come back when I figure it out. Alright, so there was tape right here that was on the fan, so I just pulled off the tape a little bit, okay, and then I just kind of pulled all this out, and then I just worked my hand until I got it, you know, it was right here, and I just got my hand underneath this little tab, or whatever you want to call it, this thing, and then I just pulled up. That's all I did. Okay, so now it's out. So now I can just kind of pull that back. We're good there. Okay, now I'm just going to do the same thing over here. Doesn't really look like this is taped down anywhere or anything, so I can just kind of pull it up, and then I'm just going to grab here, pull, and there we go. That should be it, to be honest. I think now all I got to do is kind of pull this up a little bit. Pull that up a little bit. And there we go. Sweet. It is removed. So now I'm just going to reverse process to put that one on. So be back in a minute. Alright, so I got the new one under. It wasn't really fitting on very well. So I just kind of came over here and I pulled these up a little bit more, pulled that up, and then I pulled that up, and then it seemed like it was able to slide pretty much where it needs to go. Maybe. No. Looks like that little hinge right here needs to go in there. So I'm going to take a look at that here in a minute. Okay, it just took a little bit of pushing. So I lifted that up a little bit, and then basically I took one hand here, and then I took my other hand down here, and I just kind of pushed, and then I pushed this way, and it kind of snapped it into place. And then I did the same thing over here. I kind of kept my hand here, you know, and then down here, and then I pushed with not a ton of force, but a good enough. I just kind of pushed, and then it snapped it back into place here. Okay, so now just, you know, reverse what we did, right? Just kind of stick that underneath, and we'll put that back on. Okay, it's just snaps. It's just, all I got to do is just kind of, don't push too hard. You can kind of hear how it snaps into place. You know, there's nothing you got to click in or anything. Just line it up and push, and you'll feel, and you try to move it and it's not wiggling, so you know you're good to go. Okay, and then I can just kind of push that underneath like it was before. Kind of hard to do with one hand, so I'm not going to do it with one hand. Then over here, same thing. Well, yeah, making this too difficult trying to record. Yeah, not going to stop recording. I'm going to do this, but you know what you need to do. Just get it lined up, push it in, then push down to kind of snap it in. Okay, so push that, got that back in. Then I just had to kind of move this thing. So I took the tape, moved it back up, put it underneath the tape. Then I had to kind of move this up so I could get it underneath here as well. And looks like, sorry, wasn't really filming there. Okay, then I'll just press that one down, make sure that is good and tight in. Same with over here. Looks like we are good. Cool. So got that connected, got it all kind of pushed under. I made sure that this ran through here and got snugly put in, and also yeah, that seems about it. Cool. All right, so now I'll put the screws back on here, put the screws back on here, and we'll be almost done. Okay, just wanted to mention where to put the screws. So make sure you put the screw there and there. They have the little notches there, to let you know, because that, is where the other screws go in from, over there. So the same thing over here. Screw goes there, screw goes there. They have the little notches there telling you, and then that is for, that screw over there. Kind of messed with me because this came with the piece. This little sticker was actually covering that, so it messed me up. So just be aware of that. Okay, so now I got those screwed back in. Yeah, just going to be a matter of putting this back on and, just kind of push down. Try to get it to click in as good as you can. All right, I'm just going to kind of pushing around the edges. Okay, and then I'll just put the screws in and we should be done. Okay, one thing I would recommend doing before you, put all the screws in and stuff is at least check to see if it's working. Because if it's not, you're going to have to unscrew all that other crap and do it all over again. So it looks like happy days, right? So I just turned it on over here, hit the on button, and looks like we're good. I hope. Because I really don't want to have to do that again. Not that it was hard, I'm just, a lazy person. All right, cool. So it's just doing updates. So looks like we're good. And then of course it's a touch screen, so you'll want to test the touch to make sure that's all happy and good. But it looks like we're good. So yeah, I hope that helps someone out there. The cool thing is it wasn't that hard of a repair. I've done stuff on computers that's a lot harder than that. That was actually pretty easy. So happy days. We'll see you later, guys.